Welcome back, Brother Saleh. Welcome back.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Man, always, man. Do the trash company still hire workers who only has their CDL permit and also help those drivers obtain their CDL license?
Yeah, you can come in with a permit, and sometimes we open up a driver trainer position where you can come in with just your license, and we'll help you obtain your CDLs through the time of, that allows for you to be out driving and learning those routes and learning those trucks. And then they'll send you to Texas and you go through a class and get your CDLs from there, man. So yeah, we definitely help out individuals that's willing to do the work and go through what they got to go through to get it.
Man, that's awesome. I love the trash game. I love it. Out of all jobs, why did you end up applying for the trash company?
So I worked for mental health with kids for 5 years, right? Loved that job. It gave me a good comfort, like I'm giving back to the youth. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of opportunity without a degree in mental health. So this was available. I had an older cousin that worked for Republic, and he, like, hey, I can get you there, but you got to put the work in. So went home, talked to my wife. So I was making probably 15, 16 an hour at the mental health. This job was gonna pay me $9 an hour to start. I started out washing trucks. So we talked and I told her it's gonna be a pay cut, it's gonna be rough, but there's a lot of opportunities. So we both agreed it was gonna be the best thing for our family. I applied, got the position, and never looked back.
Man, that's awesome. A lot of men with felonies, I know, talk about not being able to get jobs. But when I became a trash man, the trash company gave felons plenty of opportunities. Do the trash companies still hire felons?
We still do. I think they look at the background of the felon. Just if it's a recent felon, or you kind of done with the papers and whatever else processes you got to go through. We still do hire felons. We still do give those second chances. So if anybody's available and you want to apply, just apply, and then you go from there and you figure out what you need to do on your end to get it straight.
Man, awesome to the trash companies. What's your favorite part of the job and what's your least favorite part of the job?
My favorite part of the job is just coming in, man, and greeting people, man, seeing different faces, talking to people, getting to meet different customers. Just the camaraderie of the trash, man. Like it's really a family. It's not really you going to job. You really going like to a family reunion every day, right? So my least part, shoot, I don't think I have a least part. Like, I love going to work, so I don't even know if it is a least part.
The same here. I love it. Describe for me the type of relationships you have built with your customers.
I got a lot of customers that got my personal phone number. So being a supervisor, you got to go through, some situations with customers. Maybe they upset because their trash was missed, or, maybe the guy on the route just doesn't run the route the same way every day. So you have to explain those things. So some of the customers that have my phone, they call me and they'll tell me thank you, or we'll talk, or if I see them out, we say hi to each other. So it's been pretty cool, man.
Man, awesome. With the great safety programs, pretty much all the trash companies I've worked for offer, do you believe that you are a better all-around driver now because of the trash company you work for?
Definitely. And this is what I believe. Everybody that holds a license should go through defensive driving. You can see the difference in what you know and what is taught on a regular license. And they're not looking out for anybody but themselves. In the trash, you're looking out for everybody else, right? You driving to everybody else's standard, really. So safety is a top priority. I wouldn't change it for the world. And like I said, everybody should go through defensive driving.
I agree. Now, this is something that I do. I got to ask you my question because I love my job. I love my company. I love all the trash companies I work for. And nothing bad to say about the companies. Do you love your job?
Love it, 100%, man. Like I said, it's like a family reunion. I go up in there and we crack jokes. We talk noise to each other. We talk about football. We talk about basketball. We talk about all sports. We talk about everyday life. You know, sometimes it's like you going to therapy. You know what I mean? Because you're getting stuff off your chest that you can't get off at home or whatever. So it's a blessing.
Awesome. What would you say about how much money does it cost the company to have a trash truck towed in from the shop to the shop, maybe 20 miles away?
It just depends, maybe on the weight of the truck. If the truck's loaded, I would say you looking at around, let's just put a range from $250 to over $1,000.
Wow, that can get expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to ask you, and it's a budget for all that, right?
Yeah, it's a budget. It's a budget, but at the end of the day, you got to get it done. So you got to maintain that budget regardless, right? Mm-hmm. If the truck's down, you got to get off the road. So that's just what it entails, right? So budget or no budget, you getting that truck off the road.
Yes, sir. And why did you want to become a supervisor?
Man, so like when I started out as a truck washer, and I didn't know I wanted to be a supervisor at the time. I just wanted to see where the company was going, where I could go through the company. So I started out as truck washing. I would always have the guys. I went in, and from there I went to PM and like changing the oil, greasing the trucks. So all the drivers would always pass me like, man, why you don't come drive? Why you don't come drive? Why you don't come drive? So I'm like, man, they say you can make a little bit more money out of it. And I was like, let me see. So my wife was actually going to take her CDL test for bus driving.
Okay.
And I had to take her. And from that point, I just went in and took the test and I passed it and got my permit. So I went back and got the permit, told them I had it, and I ended up in the driving. And just from there, it just like progressed. You know, you go to driving, you go to swinging, you go to leading, and then the next step is supervising. So that's where I'm at.
Man, that's awesome. Was it any particular driver that you work with that helped you do a thorough pre-trip on a trash truck?
I had actually, since I came from the shop, those mechanics taught me a lot what to look for, and being in the preventive maintenance, on the maintenance side of it before I actually got into a truck, I took it a lot more serious, the pre and post trips. So, cause I never wanted my truck down, right? I never wanted to just sit there and wait on somebody to come fix my truck. So I made sure I did a thorough pre and post trip.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a little bit of loop at you right now,
sir.
Since you worked in the shop before.
Yes, sir.
Tire pressure. What's the tire pressure on the front supposed to be like in the morning?
130.
The back?
110.
What's flat?
Under 100. Under 100 is flat.
Oh, you know they was gonna get on you if you didn't get that right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What are route managers' responsibilities and duties?
Responsible for everything. We're responsible to make sure all trash is off the ground. Duties are to make sure our guys are taken care of, the obstacles are out of their way. Any complaints, any foreign objects that may be out there that they can't get rid of, we need to go figure it out and find out what's going on and get rid of them. So it's just really, man, being there for your guys. You know, I always say my style of leadership is a servant leadership. So whatever I can do to make your day a little bit better goes a long way. So I feel like that's our responsibilities and our duties is to our drivers. So those customers, they don't have nothing to worry about. Our drivers are gonna do it. So
man, awesome. How was the transitioning process from driver to supervisor, from working alongside some drivers, were kind of like liabilities to the company, and now supervising those same drivers?
You gotta understand your boundaries. You gotta understand what your job requirements are and what your responsibilities are, and what those drivers' responsibilities are. And you gotta be able to separate those two, Everybody has a job to do at the end of the day. So if my job is to push that, we got to get this trash picked up, we need to take care of our trucks, we need to do it in a considerable amount of hours, that's what I'm gonna push. And you're gonna have people that don't agree with that, and I was a driver. I get it. Being from a driver, I think it was a better transition because I understood the mentality of a driver, right? So now I get to incorporate what I know in being a supervisor. And I still can relate to my drivers because I understand the conditions, I understand the elements, I understand the, irate customers, I understand the micromanagement bosses, right? I understand all those things. So I kind of just incorporate whatever I went through as far as being in the shop, being as a driver, into being a supervisor.
Man, that's awesome. A lot of experience, man. So as a supervisor, do you have to be like certified in CPR, anything?
Um, they give you an opportunity to do that. So if the opportunity is available, I jump on it, right? I did it a couple of years ago. They just had it this time. I didn't get to do it this time, but few years back, I did the CPR, and I've done them regularly. So
Awesome. Have you ever had to use it?
have I had to use it? No.
Awesome.
No, I haven't. Thankfully.
Man, awesome. That's a bad situation,
Yeah.
man. Can you give me some differences between being a driver to now managing drivers?
The differences in managing drivers and being a driver. When you're a driver, you kind of like out there on your own, right? You going through your day, you picking up trash. You might see a supervisor come and talk to you. You might see him driving through the routes. But you basically just out there to yourself, picking up trash and getting to know your customers. As a supervisor, you get to deal with a lot more of the paperwork, right? So you in office meetings, you having one-on-ones with drivers, going through their day, telling them what they was doing great, and then telling them things that we can do better, right? And we can do different. So it's just a different aspect, and you see it from the outside. So it's a good thing when you do have the driver experience because you can feel both sides of it. But a lot of it you see from the outside, what the drivers aren't seeing themselves, right? So it's pretty cool, man.
Man, awesome. Have you ever ran across an issue with a customer that you were unable to solve and had to pass it on to maybe higher up?
No. I feel like I approach every conversation with a human, and I try to understand what it is they really upset about. And, they're going to cuss and they're going to fuss. And that's just because they frustrated. But when you get to the underlying problem, it was because the dude probably just don't shake the can enough to get all the trash out, right? It's most of the time it's something simple. So if you allow them to just go through whatever moment they need to go through and then try to bring back the conversation on what it is they was really frustrated about at the beginning, you'll find out, man, people they're upset because they're frustrated. They're upset because it continues to happen. And they're upset because we don't do nothing about it. They're upset because their driver doesn't listen to them. So it's always reasonings behind that, right? So if you find the reasoning, it's really easy to have a conversation.
Man, awesome. Is there a different approach to take managing a veteran driver versus managing a rookie driver?
Definitely. And not that you're going to treat them any different. Your veteran drivers are going to understand their duties. and you can hold them accountable and they understand that part of it. The rookie drivers, they come in with their own notions that, well, maybe I can do it this way, even though we've trained them to do it this way. So you just have to do some fine tuning. It's not like you going out the way to make sure they do everything perfect. It's just some fine tuning, man. Everybody comes in and they have a mindset, and you can either allow that mindset to continue, or you can help run that mindset a different way, right? And that's what we try to do, right?
Man, awesome. As a route manager, how do you remain calm with an aggressive driver?
It's just like the frustration, man. That aggression is coming from somewhere. And from the times that I've had some aggressive drivers, I just need to know where it's coming from. Are you really upset at me? If that's what it is, what is it? What did I do that got you to this point? And then you find out maybe it was something at home. Or maybe they had, maybe that was the anniversary of somebody they love, that ain't here no more. Like I'm saying, man, it's always a reason. People don't get aggressive or frustrated for nothing, right? We can't build it up in our mind and play these tricks on ourselves and think that things are going different from what we think they should go. But when you have a conversation with somebody and they can keep that calm and they can talk you through that situation, you understand, like, okay, this dude ain't as bad as I thought. So let me bring the conversation to her. I always get, people, they cuss and they fuss and once they do it the first time, I'm like, all right, so what's the problem? I say, hey, look, man, I'm not cussing at you, bro. I'm just trying to have a conversation, man. Let's tone it down. Let's come with some respect with each other. And most of the time, it's not an issue.
Oh, man, that's awesome, then. Let me ask you this, then. Have you ever came close to having a fist fight with a driver while being a supervisor?
No.
Awesome.
No, if I got to get to that point, then I just need to go find another job. It's not that serious for me. I'm just here to pick up trash, man. So if we got to go to those realms of it, then it's time for me to go look something else.
You never even came close to feeling like that, huh?
Nah.
Awesome.
And I've had some people in my face, but it's like, we're not. Yeah, I'm at work, man. I'm not finna do all that.
Awesome.
Let's talk outside.
Awesome. Have you ever fainted or almost faint from heat exhaustion in the summertime?
I ain't never fainted, but it's been hot. And when you drink the water with the additives on the weekends, it makes it a little worse, right? But no, I never fainted, man. I always, we had some good managers, man. They always told us, man, if you're getting hot, go find a shade tree or a gas station to go sit in the air conditioning, kind of chill out, man. So for me, that's being in the trash business for 22 years, man, that's been what I've heard throughout that time is, drink your fluids. And if you get overheated, man, go find somewhere to cool down.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you look out for maybe a labor ready who never had no experience? He just there for the day, and you working in that heat. How you handle that situation? We get him prepared for the heat.
When they come in, we just let them know, man, drink plenty of fluids. We got water at the sites, so they take that. We have a bag of ice. We get bags of ice at our shop, so you take a bag of ice. We tell them to bring coolers. If they don't have one, we'll try to find something for them to keep their water in. But we just try to tell them stay hydrated. If this is what you're gonna do for the next week or two, keep yourself hydrated, man, especially on the weekends. Don't wait till Sunday to start drinking water. Keep those electrolytes going too. So we just try to prepare them as much as we can, and hopefully they listen.
So let me ask you: have a labor ready ever fainted on your watch?
I've never had one faint, but I had one call me and say he was not feeling well. So I told him, hop in the truck, let the driver do the work. till you cool off and calm down, and I'll be out there in a few. So I came out with water, Gatorade, and seeing if he was all right, if he need anything, and he was drinking the water. He got the air conditioning, cooled off a little bit, and he said he was feeling a little better. So yeah, we've been close. And let me go take it back. In Oklahoma, I had one. He was, I think he was a little dehydrated, man. I actually had to carry him to my pickup, right, to get him some cool water, so cool air. So we've been through some things, man, but fortunately, everybody's been good. It's just got too hot.
Man, awesome. Are the younger drivers panning out in the trash business nowadays?
Excuse me?
The younger drivers, are they like, when they come in, are they keeping the jobs? Are they lasting?
Younger drivers, man, I would say you get some good ones. Awesome. You get some ones that's ready to go to work, and they don't mind what they have to do, and then you get some that is just, this is not for them. And that's the best way I can put it. The trash is not for everybody.
I know it's challenging.
It's challenging. It has a lot of challenges. So you got to be built a little different. You know what I mean? You got to be able to handle smells and animals and bugs and breakdowns and heat and ice. And so sometimes we do get some youngsters that, hey, they'll tell you, hey, man, I can't. Yeah, this ain't for me.
Hey, I've been there.
I appreciate you.
Oh, man. So while working on that rear loader, while it was hot, did you ever consider quitting?
Hey, if you're a trash man, I believe everybody that's been a trash man, their first week or two was like, man, the hell with this. This is crazy. We got to do what? You get told what you're going to do, and then there's the side of you out there doing what you was told you're going to do. And it's a difference. When you say, yeah, we got 1,000 homes. 1,000 what? And we finna get on this rear load and go knock it out and then we get done, we might have to go help. What? Right? And it's 107. And you looking down that street, and all you see is trash in bulk, it'll make you think about quitting. But the good thing about it, if you got a good guy with you on the back of the truck or driving the truck, they're gonna motivate you, man. They're gonna encourage you because they've been there. So they're gonna tell you, man, it's gonna be all right, man. It's gonna be all right. We're gonna get through it, right? So if you got somebody like that on your truck, man, it's gonna help you more to stay with that job. If you got somebody that don't give a crap, you most likely gonna quit.
Yeah, I agree, man. You was giving me a story about being in the rear loader, where you had to go to the landfill and dump,
Yeah.
and you had to actually bag up to the dumping phase. Can you go into a little detail of that?
Yeah, so we picked up yard waste, man, and when I got in the truck, the guy, said, hey, this truck don't do good going up that mountain, trash forward. So we might have to back up. He told me this first thing in the morning. I ain't think nothing about it. You know what? First time to a landfill too. Awesome. We pick up the yard waste, we going, and we get to the site, and he's trying to go up this hill like 3 or 4 times, and the truck just ain't going up the hill, man. So he said, man, I'm gonna have to back up. And I said, back up where? He said, we got to back up this hill. I said, you finna back up in these curves up this hill? Yeah, we're gonna have to dump the truck. I said, we should dump the truck right here. Let them come get this, man. We shouldn't be driving no truck up the hill backwards. But we drove that truck up the hill backwards, man. We dumped that truck. It was a blue Ford, man, old truck, man.
Did you have to spot him, or he just...
No, we was going up the hill.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What was your most challenging route you've run while doing residential trash?
Let's see. I had to run a rear loader by myself, a big rear loader by myself, probably 800 homes. Don't sound like much, but
in a sit-down rear loader?
In a sit-down driver side rear loader where you got to step down and get back up all day long.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I right-sided that whole route. That was challenging, but I got it done.
Let me ask you something. What time did you get it done?
I got done by 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Oh, you was humping.
Yeah. You know, we get out there, it's on. Ain't no stopping.
Oh yeah, you hump. I sit down rear loader.
Sit down rear loader.
That's yeah.
Yeah, my supervisor I told him, he was like, hey, because he gave me a map. And he was like, hey, how you looking, man? I'm gonna get you some help over there. I'm like, he called me about 12:30. I said, man, I got this one long street and them 2 cul-de-sacs in the back and I'll be done. He was like, nah, you must have missed something. I say, nah, man, I right-sided the map and I scratch off all my streets that I've been down. Well, I'm gonna ride through, I'll be through there because I think you missed something. I was like, all right. So he ride through, he catch up with me. He said, I'll be damned. He said, these dudes don't get done with 2 people until 5:30 over here. Yeah.
Yeah, they with no bangers then.
Nah, they was procrastinating.
Yeah, you bang that in the sit down real low. That's impressive.
Yep.
Let me ask you this: have you ever came close to vomiting while serving some stanky trash?
Man, I always tell people, man, I got a rock gut, so it ain't too much gonna make me throw up, man. I ain't never threw up over nothing gross. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I throw up because I'm sick or hungover. You know what I mean? But never over, trash. And I done smell some bad trash, but I got a rock gut, man.
Yeah, me neither. I never threw up. Mm-mm. So I was reading an article on Forbes.com. It say in 2021, according to Forbes.com, being a trash man ranked number 7 out of 10 most dangerous jobs in America. Why is that?
Man, you're dealing with hydraulics. So you got energy in those trucks, right? And if you don't shut that energy down, if you're cleaning out behind the blades or walking, thinking you can walk up under those tailgates, sometimes those hydraulics fail, right? So you always have to, take all the power out those trucks when you're doing that type of stuff. And not only the hydraulics, man, it's a tank. And it's not only dangerous for you, it's dangerous for anybody that's around it if you're not paying attention. It's just a big tank, and you would think it is blue, everybody would see us, or green, everybody would see us, but they don't see us. You know what I mean? So we have to make it a point to make sure we have a 360 around that truck and make sure we're doing everything that we need to be doing to stay focused and stay safe on that truck. So I would say, man, just dealing with the operations of the truck and the driving of the truck, it's a dangerous situation, man.
Man, awesome. Being a supervisor, have you ever had to get that call of a fatality and have to go tell a family what happened?
I've never had the fatality. I've had some pretty bad accidents that I've had to go to. But I've never had a fatality. Thank God.
Man, awesome. Now, I've almost died dumping at the landfill multiple times. Have you ever had any close calls dumping at the landfill?
Yeah, because you come around those trucks so fast and you don't know what's on the other side of them. One day I was dumping the truck and had ran around to the other side. I don't even know what for. Probably get some trash off the tailgate or something. And the truck was backing in, and he was a roll-off truck, and he had lifted up, and everything was coming out, and it was coming out like right next to me. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I took off and seen it, but I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, man, I could have been covered up. And you think about how easy it is to get covered up in that trash and those dozers up there are pushing their trash so fast. When you pull out, you think about how quick your life could go, So it makes you be way more observant when you come up in those landfills. So yeah, I've had some close calls.
Yeah, man, awesome. That's why I really love the training. They train us on safety, man. So a lot of times, man, we are equipped professionals to know how to handle them situations.
Yep.
Now, my guy asked me to ask you this question: what are some great benefits of being a trash man, or maybe a trash woman?
Man, I'm gonna say this, man. I can speak for my situation, man. I had 8 kids that I had to take care of. So being in the trash game, man, I made some good money. You know, met some good people. You meet some good people on route, man. You never know, man. I met a guy at a time in my life, man, on route. Really good dude, man. He ended up blessing me and my wife with like a whole furniture set for the house. You know, bikes for the kids. You know what I mean? So the times you struggling, you think you ain't gonna make it through or whatever, you meet some good people in this game, man. So I've had some great times. I've had more great times than I've had down times in the trash game, man. So, and it's a career. Trash ain't going nowhere. So instead of you being out there struggling, looking for a job, come do some hard work, get paid to do it, get some good benefits, take care of your family. I took care of 8,
Man,
plus cousins and nieces and nephews. So it did me good, and I have no complaints about it.
man, awesome. Do you prefer being called a trash man or maybe something else?
I'm a trash man.
Awesome.
When somebody asks me what I do, I tell them I'm a trash man. Because if I say I work for Republic Services, they'll be like, oh, okay, that's cool. It's kind of like, you know, Republic Services could go a lot of different ways, right? So if I say trash man, they're like, oh, okay, yeah. So I always just say I'm a trash man, man.
Okay. Any differences between throwing trash in Oklahoma versus St. Louis, Missouri?
It's all set up the same. I would say Oklahoma is gonna be like St. Louis. We got over 200 drivers, you know, that I work with. In Oklahoma, it was probably 60. So you get a bigger class of people versus being in Oklahoma. You know, it was a good time, you know what I mean? But it was just, it is a little different. It's a little more fast paced. You gotta go up here. You know, in Oklahoma City, you had sometimes you was on fast pace, sometimes you can just kind of keep a good rhythm, you know what I mean? So, but as far as the trucks and the equipment, it's all the same.
Man, awesome. Do y'all have like a bulk item truck for bulk items?
We don't. We don't have the claw. We don't have those claws that you see out there picking up the big bulk items. We still do it with the rear loaders or a front load truck. So yeah, no, we don't have the claws.
Awesome. Have you seen customers do activities that shocked you on the route, residential?
Not necessarily. I've seen a lot of customers get out and help. They try to help us. You know, we'll have to tell them like, hey, you gotta stay back a few feet. But I've never seen anything out of the ordinary on route.
Awesome. What is something that might surprise a customer about our job?
I think it's a lot of things that surprises the customers about our job. I mean, they don't necessarily understand what we do all day. And that's where a lot of the frustration comes from. But I think maybe some of the things that do shock them is that, you know, when we are out on that cold weather days, you know, when it's 107 degrees, they think we should be at home, you know, but we out working, you know, and they'll bring you water or things. But I think it's just a lot of things that probably at the time would be shocking to them that really I can't think of. But I've never had a customer like, oh my God, you know what I mean? So.
Awesome. Okay, now can you take me out with a Trash Man Chronicles story, man?
Trash Man
You
Chronicles,
can dig
man.
up one.
Some good ones, huh?
Whatever you come up with.
Man, I'll give you why I wanted to become a trash man. And then I probably got some old chronicles to give it. But as a youngster, man, I had three things I wanted to be in life, man. One was a lawyer, and one was a professional football player, and the other one was a trash man. I used to see my uncle on the back of the trash truck and then driving the trash trucks, and he always looked like he was having a good time. And that just encouraged me to, one day I'm probably be a trash man. And I got that opportunity, and I met this guy over in Cahokia, man, and our trash truck chronicles are like a movie, man. We have fun every day, man. I mean, we
Awesome.
talk noise every day. We'll make up names for certain things, right? Or surrounding the trash trucks. Like we would do so much stuff on that trash truck, man. But it was like it wasn't like we was at work. You know what I mean? So anybody that like to have fun and talk a little noise, it's like being around the domino table, man. If you ain't got thick skin, don't come. Right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we just used to have a good time. We made the best of what we had, man. So, and we continue to do that. So it's just a lovely thing for me.
Okay, awesome. One more, man. With bulk items, when y'all went in Cahokia, did y'all pick your own bulk items up?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, all the time.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
All the time. No matter we was in the side loader or rear loader, we was picking bulk items up. We figured a way to get it in that trash truck.
The most tonnage you have ever had throughout the whole day, entire day?
15.
Really?
15 tons.
I got you then.
You got me?
I got you. By myself in Mascoota, when I was not Mascoota, I was doing Millstat. We took over Millstat. I was throwing probably 18 to 20 tons.
One dump?
Nah.
So that was one dump.
That was one dump?
Yeah.
Oh, no. That was...
So at Scott Air Force Base, we stole like 25, 30 tons.
Oh yeah, it's a monster up there.
Yeah, it was a monster.
I loved it up there too.
Yep.
They get you.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about one dump.
Oh, that was one dump.
That was one dump.
You got me then.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, that was long. That was, shouldn't have did it. Didn't even realize how heavy it was. I knew it was heavy, but I didn't know it was that heavy until I got to the landfill. And yeah, it was 15 tons on that account.
Yeah, that's crazy because I know we got to monitor our load, but we don't know. Sometimes we go over, so we really got to be careful with that.
Oh yeah, for sure,
man.
I wouldn't advise it. Let's put it that way.
It either, man.
It was pretty scary.
All right, anything you want to end it with for this trash game?
Man, if you're interested in this trash game, man, come check it out. It doesn't matter which company you go to. We all gonna do the same thing, man. But come to Republic, check us out, man. I think it's a life-changing experience for most of us. So if you got the nose and the heart, come through.
I agree, man. I love it, man.
So,
hey, shout out to all the trash, man, worldwide, man, globally. Every company, man, I love it, and I definitely encourage the young ones, man, to look into it if you can. If you're not going to school, or even if you go to school or whatever, man, come check out the trash industry, man. I love it.
Yep, for sure.